Being a person with a short height and being petite, and I got admission in army school. So that was my first achievement, I would say. Over the years, I've developed the courage. I have grown up strong. I was not so good at English. My first job as a communication lecturer, I was a news editor. I was also running my own IELTS classes, and at the same time I used to go twice or thrice as a lecturer to engineering college. Then came the next phase of my life, marriage. This marriage thing has kind of chained me. I am running my own academy with the name The English Street. I'm an entrepreneur. Be ready to face failures and negativity in your life, but don't ever let it overpower and overshadow you. Hello everyone, my name is Tushar, and I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to the entire team of Let's Talk for giving me an opportunity to share my experiences, my strength, my challenges and my aspirations to all you beautiful women and people around the world. I would like to start with my birth. I'm thankful to my parents for bringing me into this world, and that's when I played my first role as a daughter. And my second role was as a sister. I'm blessed to have two elder brothers and who always have pampered me a lot. So that was my second role, to be a loving and caring sister to them. And as I grew up, I went to school. So that's where I learned social mannerism and being social with the people around, and I made many friends there. I'm lucky that I've always been surrounded with very positive people, very caring and loving people in my life, and I've learned a lot in my life. I have been through various challenges, various struggles in my life. I won't call them very hard, but whatever it was, it has taught me a great lesson in my life. And one thing that I would like to share with you all, that being a person with a short height and being petite, I've always had a doubt that how would people judge me, and how would they take me and accept me and give me an opportunity on any stage or any level. But yes, I never let it overpower me and overshadow my determination. I studied till my 9th standard in Hindi medium, but I was determined that I would get admission in one of the top schools in my state. I passed the entrance examination and that was in English, and I got admission in army school. So that was my first achievement, I would say, because I didn't think like I would be able to do that. I didn't have that courage, but I did it. Then I studied in all girls school till my graduation, and I used to be very shy, very timid girl. I would like to share that I never looked here and there while I was walking on the road. I used to have my eyes grounded on the road all the time. That's how I was. But over the years, I've developed the courage. I have grown up strong, and again, though I was in all girls school, I wanted to be a part of Punjab University always, and I shared my desire with my elder brother, and he said, let's give it a try. Are you sure that you would be able to pass the examination? I said yes, let's give it a try. I was not so good at English, and but I tried. I attempted. I wrote the examination, entrance examination for MA in English in Punjab University. I cleared it. I got admission. So that was my another achievement. I wanted to be a part of Punjab University. I did it, and I had a very enriching and very learning experience there, being a part of that esteemed institution. I had an opportunity to work with intellectuals there and people from different walks of life. So that, I would say, has helped me to become a kind of person that I am today. That has played a special role in my life. And now I have done my MA, Masters in English, I've done my MPhil. Now what next? So now that was the time when I really have to test my skills. I really have to prove myself to the world. So what next? Again, I was doubtful whether with this, like I've always been skinny and like short, so I was again had this doubt whether I would be able to teach students, because there was a vacancy at Chandigarh Engineering College of a communication lecturer, and I wanted to apply, but I had a fear. Again, as I said, I have always been strong-willed and positive person, and I had tried at every platform in my life. Whatever I wanted to do, I had given it a try. I don't have any regret that I couldn't try it. Alas, I had tried once. I had given it a try, and I had come out victorious many a times. And I went for an interview. It was just awesome. Again, I got through it, and I got appointed. That's my first job as a communication lecturer and in Chandigarh Engineering College. And so that was the time when I became a boss. I would say it was not just teaching, it was learning as well. So I was learning by teaching the candidates, by teaching the students in that institution. I had to play a multiple roles as every lecturer would do. So there my work professional life started. After that, I had also worked in media. I had worked with British High Commission and Australia High Commission and UNICEF as a news editor. I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning because we used to cover like UK and Australian press as well. So that was the time when I was handling like not just one profile. I was a news editor. I was also running my own IELTS classes, and at the same time I used to go twice or thrice as a lecturer to engineering college. So that was something everyone would always appreciate about me, that like wow, you are handling 3 profiles at the same time and you're doing a brilliant job. I kind of became an inspiration for all my cousins and all my friends also. And then came the next phase of my life, marriage. So I would call it the most beautiful phase of my life, because rarely do people get an opportunity to get married to a person that they love the most. And I'm the blessed one, because I got married to love of my life. I would call him not just a life partner, he is my best friend, and he is my cruelest critique as well. He is my strength and he is my weakness as well. Now, my marriage was no doubt a beautiful phase, but it has gone through certain challenges. We both belong to different clans, so the marriage was kind of impossible thing for both the families. But we struggled, we tried hard, and finally we are together. And I'm having a very beautiful family with 2 kids. My son Prakram, who is 7 years of age, and my daughter Gargi, she is 5. And like these 7 years of my marriage, I had gone through many ups and downs. I had seen certain challenges that every woman I'm sure goes through, and I would like to speak out loud to all the women that no matter what your situations are, you should never ever lose hope. Like if you're focused, if you have a dream, go chase it. If you have courage, if you're determined, if you have patience, I'm sure you would be able to achieve whatever you desire. So my married life has been good, has been like beautiful, but since I got married in a joint family, so I had more responsibilities. And before marriage, I used to be liberated and free soul. I was never dependent on anyone for financial or any kind of help. But this marriage thing has kind of chained me in the name of responsibilities, and I wanted to grow out of that also. I started losing faith and hope, I think, because I was overburdened with responsibility. I was a mother, I was a wife, I was a daughter-in-law, I was already playing the role of a daughter. And so everybody in my family needed me for one thing or the other. I'm blessed that my family has always been supportive, but it just like they need me. Maybe like my father needs me, my mother, my husband, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my kids. So at one point of time I found that I completely lost my dreams. I forgot myself that I even had a dream. I just lost it, and that had affected me because I was a liberated like free soul, but now I'm chained. I wanted to grow out of that. I struggled. How I kept myself positive, I listened to many motivational speakers and motivational videos. I used to read motivational books that used to encourage me. The only best thing happened is I never let that spark fade in me. I fueled it by reading books, by listening to stories, and because I had a firm faith. I'm a firm believer in law of attraction and positivity, and things started opening up. I found a way out. So when my son was 3 months old, I started coaching at my home place only, at my home only. Though it was not liked by my family members, but I struggled, and I stayed persistent. I continued with the journey. So starting from that journey, I got an opportunity, like when my son was like 6 months old, to work in a movie as a dialogue editor. I worked as a dialogue editor in Toxic Valley, directed by Simon Curia, and that movie actually covered the adverse impact of pesticide or chemical food on the health of people, on environment, and on the livestock. So I helped in like dialogue, editing the dialogues and writing it in English. So that was again an experience. I got to meet very brilliant people in that stream, and I continued teaching like IELTS, imparting IELTS training to candidates. But I had a dream that I should have my own academy. I should have my own institute. So I continued with it for like some 5 years maybe, and now today here I am in front of you. I am running my own academy with the name The English Street. I'm an entrepreneur. I have taught over 5,000 candidates, and I'm an aspiring coach. I'm also an author of an upcoming book, and I'm a mother of 2 lovely kids, a wife to a loving husband, and living a very beautiful life. And in the end, I would like to shout out loud to all the beautiful women out in the world that please chase your dream if you have, and be ready to face failures and negativity in your life, but don't ever let it overpower and overshadow you. Thank you so much. Thank you.